Hello and welcome to this edition of News Now on ET Now. I'm Shreyanshi Singh, and first up, let's get started by looking at the top story of the day. And that, without a doubt, is Uday Kotak stepping down as Kotak Mahindra Bank's Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer. And this is, of course, with effect from September 1. Now, the lender has informed the stock exchanges today, and Kotak will, however, continue as a non-executive director, and as an interim arrangement, Dipak Gupta, who's the joint managing director, will carry out the duties of the MD and CEO. My colleague Ankur Mishra is standing by with more details. Ankur, take it away.
Yes, Uday Kotak has stepped down as MD and CEO of Kotak Mahindra Bank. Now, this is important because this has happened before his term ends on December 31 this year, and this was already known to everyone that he's not going to be there as MD and CEO from next year, and already the procedure was started for selecting the next successor of the bank. But this came as a little surprise for everyone that Uday Kotak has himself stepped down 4 months ahead of the schedule, and now Dipak Gupta, who is the joint managing director, he will take care of MD and CEO position in the interim. However, this is also subject to regulatory approvals, meaning Reserve Bank of India needs to approve it. The bank has already made an application for the next MD and CEO, who is going to take over from January 1, 2024. And for that, Reserve Bank of India's approval is still awaited.
Right. Well, right. Thank you so much, Ankur. So we do have HP Ranina, who's an advocate at the Supreme Court, joining in with us right now. Sir, hello, good evening. Just tell us.
Good evening.
Right. So just tell us what you believe about this announcement. Now, do you think that this could be due to any kind of a regulatory intervention at this point, or is there any other reason that you're seeing right now?
Well, frankly, you can't speculate exactly what is the reason. The only issue is why has he stepped down 4 months ahead of the date on which he was supposed to retire. But there may be some good reason. So I don't know. I don't think anything regulatory, because Kotak Mahindra is known for its compliance. It is a very well-managed bank. Uday Kotak himself is a man, great professional. So I don't think there could be any regulatory issue. But maybe he wants to sort of handhold his successor, and therefore he wants to step down and allow him to take over for the next 4 months, so that while he's still non-executive director, he can guide him. So possibly that could be the reason, but I don't think that it could be anything fishy or anything suspicious about this type of resignation. 4 months ahead is normal. They just want the new man to take over and make sure that things are going as per the corporate governance strategies of the bank.
Right. Mr. Ranina, this is Ankur Mishra, and I want to understand that on the facts which has been presented in front of everyone now. Anyways, it was known that he's not going to be there as MD and CEO from next year, and the procedure was already started. But don't you think, as far as shareholders are concerned, this is a kind of little surprise? And as far as the procedure is concerned, what do you think that the bank has already said that for 3 months, Mr. Dipak Gupta will be the next MD and CEO who will take care? What is the procedure like? RBI needs to approve it, and then shareholders will also have to approve?
Yes, that will be so. First, RBI approval will be obtained, because that is required under the Reserve Bank of India Act. And thereafter, the shareholders' approval, of course, which will be done when the EGM is held by the end of this month. Normally, as you know, by 30th September, all annual meetings are held. So at that time, that approval will come. So at that stage, I'm sure he will have to explain to the shareholders as to why he stepped down 4 months ahead of the scheduled time. There could be some good reason, we don't know, but it's difficult to speculate at this point of time.
My last question to you, Mr. Ranina, will be that as far as corporate governance is concerned, now this is something Kotak Mahindra Bank is known for, and as you are also saying that there are very little chances that it could be some kind of regulatory intervention or something. However, we don't know anything about it. But this kind of an announcement, which is made, on first it was said that Mr. Uday Kotak will stay till January, and now the ball is in the court of Reserve Bank of India to pick and choose not only in the interim who is going to be MD and CEO, but also the successor. What kind of signal it sends as far as corporate governance, and how should shareholders see it?
Well, it does raise some red flags, I have to admit it, because normally you don't appoint somebody else without first obtaining the approval of the Reserve Bank of India. So if Mr. Gupta has to take over as the managing director with effect from 1st September, then it is subject to RBI approval. So certainly this does raise some issues. Well, we don't know what prompted Uday to step down so fast. Maybe there are some very good reasons for doing so, which we'll come to know in course of time. But you're right, it does raise some corporate governance issues as to why this sudden change. Because normally you announce the successor in advance and much before you retire. And this sudden retirement and then saying that Mr. Gupta will take over is a little something which we find it difficult to understand the true reason behind it. So we hope that some clarification will come sooner than later.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Ankur, and thank you so much, Mr. H.P. Ranina, for joining us this evening. Let's switch